to tell you a story about the day I got drunk. I got drunk after my after treatment post cancer. So there are many things that we are told to avoid, right? And alcohol is one of those things. Ooh, alcohol. I don't drink. I don't drink at all. Um, and it's not like I got drunk intentionally. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened, and man, don't laugh at me so loud. So, of course, the past year there has been COVID. COVID happened, and people stayed in their homes. And then for me, of course, there was COVID, and then there was cancer, and then there was I had a little baby, and so it took me a long time to go out of my home. And when I went out, the first place I went to was the church, right? The church, and occasionally to the nail salon to cover up my nails. But then I'll share with you some great news about my nails in my next video. So I I am invited by my friend, a very good friend, a very good friend of mine, a very nice, kind lady. So she wrote to me, and her daughter was having a birthday. So she told me, "Hey Dan, have you started going out? Can you come for our daughter's birthday? She's turning this and that." And I said, "Yeah, for sure, I can come, but I'll come only with my oldest, because it's the oldest that can wear a mask. Because for us, anywhere we go, we have to stay with our masks on." But this mask business is so funny, right? This mask business is so funny because you wear a mask, but when you go to a place like a party and there's food, you will take out your mask and eat. And the people you're seated with will also have taken out their masks to eat. And it's the same thing even for my daughter when she goes to school. She just wears a mask throughout, but then she tells me, "Mom, I'm so concerned about lunch break, because during lunch I even sit next to students that don't wear their masks, and I take out my mask to eat." So it's kind of, it's funny. But anyway, what was I telling you? So anyway, I leave the house, and we're excited. We wrap our gifts, and then we leave for the party. Okay, so when we get to the party, we find, of course, I get to meet my friends, very good friends. And then there's food. There's a tray of food, right? Okay, yeah, guys, so you'll hope you don't mind. I normally apply castor oil. The chemotherapy made me lose hair, and they're starting to grow. But now the front part is not growing. Only the back part has grown, and they're growing really soft. Actually, they grew, and I cut the first ones that came out, and these are the new ones that are coming out. They're still soft, so I'm waiting for them also to come, and then I cut them. I'll just keep cutting until my usual kinky hair comes out. So anyway, I apply the castor oil at night before I sleep, just to help, especially the edges to grow. Someone told me that castor oil helps with hair growth, so I just do this religiously every night to see if my edges will ever come back well. But anyway, so we go and I serve food, but there is not much that I can eat because I'm so disciplined in terms of the things that I eat. I'm very disciplined, and so I find there's white rice, and there's, I think, chicken, and then there's some mixed vegetables, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, on this tray is the only thing I can eat, and eat maybe a little, because there is sweet corn there. I don't eat corn, I don't eat sweet corn. So I serve a little of that, and then I go and sit down. So one of my friends asked me, um So Diana, is that all you're going to eat? Then I say, yeah, this is all I'm going to eat, because I don't really see anything else that's there for me to eat. Then she say, you want to eat rice? Then I'm like, are you forgetting? I cannot eat white rice. I only eat maybe brown rice, but occasionally, not all the time. So my carbs, the carbs that I eat, by the way, are buckwheat. I've said this before. So there's some buckwheat pastas, and I eat sweet potato, and I eat arrowroot, ndoma. We call them ndoma in Swahili. So those are the ones I eat. So she told me, oh yeah, actually, I forgot. Yeah, I know you don't eat that. So when she told me that, there's a lady that I'd never met before, so she was also seated on that table. So the lady says, why don't you eat rice? Why don't you eat those stuff? Then we tell her, my friend and I tell her, oh, Dana is trying to watch her diet because she just completed cancer treatment. Then she's like, oh, yeah, I understand. I understand. I've been on the same boat. And then I'm like, oh, the same boat. So my eyes like, oh, have you had cancer too? Then she told me, she told us, I've had multiple sclerosis. Is that how it's pronounced? Yeah, multiple sclerosis. So for me, when she said that, my mind, I did not think well quick. My mind registered multiple is it myeloma? Multiple myeloma? Yeah, which is a type of cancer. So that is what I thought she said in my mind. So then I was like, oh, no, I can identify with her. She really understands what I'm doing. Then she immediately went and told me, oh, she said, I've survived 6 years. So I was like, oh, someone who survived 6 years. So then as we speak, she was drinking something that was in a can. Then she told me, oh, by the way, this drink, not this oil. No, I'm just saying this oil is for my hair. But she was carrying that drink, and you can see it on the screen. The drink that you can see on the screen. So she told me this drink really helps with weight loss and maintaining a low weight. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Then I took the can, and I just looked at the ingredients. I don't know why my eyes did not catch alcohol on that can. My eyes did not see any place written alcohol. I think I just trusted her immediately when she said multiple sclerosis. Yet in my mind, I registered multiple myeloma. So I thought this is a 6-year cancer survivor, and whatever she's telling me is working for her. So why don't I just take a look, and maybe look for it and try it, right? So after I looked at it, I just skimmed through and I gave it back to her. So she was my friend's neighbor. So her child came and wanted something from the house. So she said, oh, let me excuse myself. I'm coming back. I'm going to my house and coming back. Then she told me, hey, I'm coming back with another drink and I'm bringing you another can. So I said, oh, okay, thank you. So she went. And when she came back, she had this can for herself and one for me. So when she gave me this can, I took it, but I did not drink it. I did not open it. I just took it and held it in my hand and continued with, stories, catching up with friends and what have you. So as I was standing there, it seems that she did not like the fact that I was just holding that drink and not drinking it, not opening it to drink. It seems like she wanted me to drink it and then let her know what I thought about it, right? So she just told me, are you just going to hold it and not drink? And she was seated there and I was standing with these friends. Then I told her, oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm going to drink it. And so I opened the can. Psh, 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 and I opened it and then I took the first sip. And so when I took the first sip, I told my friends, hey, let's sit down. So I sat with this friend of mine called G. I won't say her full name. So G sat across and I sat. And now I started taking more sips, just little sips, right? So when I continued sipping, G was telling me a story. She was telling me something and I was following. But the moment I started drinking this, I could not follow the story, right? So I was just like, and then sometimes I could not see G clearly. So I'm like, I opened my eyes wide so that she sees that I'm concentrating, but I'm struggling to follow what she's telling me. Then I say to myself, I don't think I'm normal. Something is happening that is not good. Something is happening to me. So that's when I said, no. I took that can. I took the can, and when I looked at the can this time around, I saw written 5% alcohol content. And I'm like, what, guys? This thing has alcohol. By that time, the lady who brought it to me had already left. I'm even laughing, but I felt so bad because I remember being told, do not drink, do not, da 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 da. Alcohol topped the list. So that meant that my body I had ingested something that is very dangerous to someone who's had cancer, someone who's been diagnosed with cancer in the past, someone who is I don't know, in medical terms, I'm still not referred to as a survivor. For me, how I understand it is that a survivor is someone who has already gone past the number of years that you're given. So usually they tell you that mostly it's a cap of 5. So if you make it past 5 years, by the way, at this point, I can't believe I'm at that point where doctors are waiting to see if I make it past 5 years. So yeah, so that past 5 years is when you can say you are a survivor, right? And then again, you go and go, they still calculate time to see if there's cancer left, then this is the period in which it should be coming back. And if it does not come back, then after some time, then your doctor will tell you that now you are cancer free. So it's normally that way. First, you are nobody. You're just a patient who's completed cancer treatment. Then you go. When you get to 5 years and cross it, then you become a survivor. Then you go until the number of years that your doctor feels if there was cancer, it should have already come back. Then at that point, you're told you're cancer free. So anyway, I've told you some info. It is Cancer Awareness Month. So let's go back. So anyway, when I was like, guys, this thing had alcohol. So my friends were like, what? Then I tell G, I was not following anything you're saying. My head is spinning and I kept opening my eyes. I can see clearly. So he told me, hey, go get a bottle of water. Go get water and drink. Go get water and drink. Can you imagine when I stood up? When I stood up to go and get myself a bottle of water, I was tumbling. Like, oh, I almost fell down. And then I was like, oh no, I am drunk. And literally, I'd only taken, I think 4 sips or 5 sips of that drink. It was still almost full, like past half of it. But you can imagine the effect it had on me. So I was just sitting later on this past few days. I'm like, geez, I took alcohol just a little and it made me that drunk. And I was just like, God, please, it was not intentional. Please don't let this mess up things in my body. And I'm trying to purify. I'm trying to do everything right. Yeah, so anyway, guys, that was the day I got drunk. And I say to myself, I cannot, they say cancer is unique to each person. Somebody's cancer cannot be another person's cancer. Even for breast cancer, it is different. Somebody else would be having the triple negative, another person would be having the estrogen, another one progesterone, another one the HER2, another one has all, another one has, they are different. And then again, if it's from the type, again, there's, another one is stage 0, another one is stage 1, stage 2. So each person has their own cancer type, even if it is the same name. right? So in relation to that, what I learned that day is that I cannot go trusting people at this time. In terms of what to eat, what to ingest in my body, I cannot trust at all, at all, at all. Whether someone is a survivor for how long. If you give me something to drink or eat, I have to check it. I have to be sure it is something that when I ingest, it's not going to cause grave danger, or to put me at a position that's really not good. So anyway, guys, that was the day I got drunk after treatment. Oh gosh, I was so disappointed in myself. I say to myself, I have to be careful. I have to be careful for next time. Anyway, I'm feeling really sleepy. Feeling really sleepy. Tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is a big day to me. Um, I'm singing in the church choir. I'm singing in the choir. So I have to be at the church by 8. First service is at 9:30. So I'm getting there by 8 so that we practice. So I'm really excited about tomorrow. So I have to wake up early and prepare breakfast for everyone, do my workout, do everything that's usually in my morning routine. Hey, I'll also be sharing about my morning routine soon so that you see the things that I do. But anyway, guys, good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Okay, so see you next time.